My consanguineous brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. I can't believe it. It cannot be. My brother was murdered tonight. Murdered mysteriously under the strangest of circumstances. However, I do not wish to suspect that his departure was connected with the visitor, who Simon received that evening. That visitor, a man of great honor, an old friend of our family, had only been discussing some matters with my brother, in the presence of witnesses. Why does it not cross your mind that your brother could die a natural death? It'll be hard for you to believe this fact, but this fact is not subject to debate. My brother could not die naturally, under no circumstances. And you are implying that you can prove that. I would have spent too long to explain all the details in order to prove something extraordinary. My dear doctor, I cannot imagine what kind of hellish abilities should possess the one who turned out to be able to kill Simon Kane. Due to the fact that Simon could not die a natural death, there is only one conclusion to be drawn. He was murdered. What kind of help do you expect from me? Perhaps my mind is clouded with sorrow. I can't get out of my mind the thought that your arrival was not coincidental, my dear doctor. Not much here depended on your will. Let us not blame fate for it. We didn't know about the letter. Isidore wrote it, risking to provoke the wrath of our family. Why do you speak the word fate with such disgust? I like the word time much more. In a fatalistic sense, of course. So, Simon didn't know I would come? We didn't know for sure if you would come or not, but my brother had been preparing for the meeting. The tragedy may be a consequence of the actions he took in preparation for your arrival. Someone has taken a powerful piece off the chessboard, a piece upon which depended your position here. It is a pity that Simon was playing on your side. So you presume the Queen knew of the blow and sacrificed itself for the life of a pawn? But why? As to help you gain the victory over death. That was your dream, correct? I presume Simon had entered another round of the risky battle with fate to do this. He wanted to prepare visual proof for you. What did he do? That is of no interest to me at all. He made another spurt for the stars. Does it matter how? He paid for it. I repeat, he was murdered. Who killed him is far more interesting to find out. Everything's gone to rack and ruin. Wish I could take vengeance on the person who ripped this man out of his life. Do you want to help us, Doctor? Find the killer for us. My brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, already has some thoughts on the matter. Help us, and we will reward you. Yes, it seems there are too many coincidences. Your brother's murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Denkovsky. I will help you in every way I can. I am convinced that if there is anyone at all who can help us solve this puzzle, it is you. This mission requires a man of your intellect. If Isidore was a weapon in the hands of fate, then Simon's murder is a message directly for you. I don't blame you for it, though. How do you plan to look for the killer? We will take our measures. From you, I ask only one thing. Be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, to whatever conclusion the day drives you, everything will give us clues to the solution to this puzzle. I repeat, everything that happened has happened for you. I feel sorry for you. Okay. So I kind of feel like a jerk now. I kind of have to take back a huge amount of my criticisms about this game because I think I was just straight up playing it wrong. This certainly seems to be a lot more traditional kind of progression, a lot easier to get into.
The best way to be deceived.
How can I help you?
Is to consider yourself
George
more
told me
artful than
everything.
others.
Frankly, he told me very little, but enough to astound me. Said your story will be more informative. So you've agreed to help us, have you? Yes. May I ask why? The interest of the killer. No. I want to solve the puzzle. I like that I have. No, I don't like that. The interests of the killer have miraculously coincided with the interests of those who waged war on my discoveries. I am prepared to answer all your questions. When was Simon seen for the last time? He let Isidore go, and an hour later he came out to us into the hall. He said he's off to the inner chamber and will not receive any more visitors. He also ordered to stay away from the chamber. He told everyone in the house to refrain from eating meat and drinking water for a week. He was found dead in the morning. Why did he forbid taking meat and water for food? Perhaps he wanted us to ask us in advance to observe mourning. That is how the members of the family would explain this. Local peoples have that kind of custom. This is very like him. So that means he knew in advance that he would die. I think, between me and you, that is precisely what scares my brother George. I can say nothing more about that. How did they find the body? The servants found him in the morning. The room was in ruin. Everything that could break was broken. His disfigured body was found in a twisted position with signs of terrible torment on his face. His neck and spine were broken, I think. No one touched him. The body is in the inner chamber at the moment and will stay there until the required period of time expires. What's this inner chamber? It's hard to explain. It's a place where he worked, if you like. Something like a creative laboratory, with outstanding inner space. Practically a geometric building, with the exception of the door, which was always visible, allegorically speaking. I don't understand. It's something like an equation or a puzzle with mirrors. In any case, the killer couldn't have been hiding in there, take my word for it. Well, Simon managed to get in there. He could perform much more impressive things. It isn't for nothing that the people revere him. I mean, revered him. Okay, how is it that I can help you? Just take a look around. Trust your intuition. Do what you want, speak to whoever you feel the need to speak to. Look for the killer, Doctor, and you will find him. I am sure your rational thinking will help you. So, the only key in this case is Isidore. Can I find him? I will show you, but you must be careful. Simon's killer, whoever it is, cannot be an ordinary person. I cannot even imagine a person playing that role. I'm afraid that it can only be fate in the form of some mysterious monster. I will be careful.